All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Wake Up Call today. We're happy to have you here. My name's Jennifer, and we're going to be going through a chapter in the book, 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself to Change Your Life Forever. It's by Steve Chandler, and I'm excited to bring one of my good friends and business partners. I've known him for, over 12 years, probably a lot longer than that, Mr. Andi Duli.
All right. Good morning, Jennifer. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good to be on the call this morning. So, as Jennifer mentioned the name of the book, we're on chapter 31 this morning, and normally what do we do?
Andi, I lost you. We're going to give him a second to see if he can hop back on. If not, I will step in and take over. All right, guys, I'm going to step in here and go ahead and read while Andi tries to get reconnected. All right, guys, good morning. This is Jennifer again. I'm going to go ahead and work through reading our chapter here. And just as a repeat, we're going through 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself, Change Your Life Forever by Steve Chandler. And the one we're starting on today is 31, Find a Place to Come From. It says most people think they'll feel good once they reach some goal. They think happiness is out there somewhere, perhaps not even too far away, but out there all the same. The problem with putting off feeling good about yourself until you hit a certain goal is that it may never happen. And you know all the time you're striving for it that it may never happen. So by linking your happiness to something you don't have yet, you're denying your power to create happiness for yourself. I highlighted that part. A lot of people use personal unhappiness as a tool, as proof of their own sincerity and compassion. Yet, as Barry Kaufman points out eloquently in To Love is to Be Happy With, being unhappy is not necessary. You can be happy and also sincere. You can be happy and also compassionate. In fact, loving someone while you are unhappy does not show up like love at all. Love, says the great American spiritual teacher Emmett Fox, acts the part. The songwriter Fred Knight talked to me recently about how we human beings have learned to use and abuse unhappiness. He said he had made a list for me of the secret reasons why people think they should feel bad. If I feel bad, then that proves I'm a good person, he said. Or if I feel bad, I'm responsible. If I feel bad, I'm not hurting anybody. If I feel bad, it means that I care. Maybe if I feel bad, it proves I'm being realistic and aware. If I feel bad, it means I'm working on something. That list gives us a powerful motivation to be unhappy. But as Werner Erhard, personal transformation pioneer, has always taught in his well-known seminars, happiness is a place to come from, not to try to go to. I love that. Happiness is a place to come from, not to try to go to. I once saw Larry King interviewing Werner Erhard by satellite from Russia, where Erhard was living and working. They had mentioned that he might be moving back to the United States soon, and Larry King asked him if coming home would make him happy. Erhard paused uncomfortably, because in his interview of life, nothing makes us happy. He finally said, Larry, I am already happy. That wouldn't make me happy because I come from happiness to whatever I do. Your happiness is your birthright. It shouldn't depend on you achieving something. Start by claiming it and using it to make your self-motivation fun all the way and not just fun at the end. And that's something I definitely related to. Andi, are you back on the line? Okay, I guess he's still off, so I'm just going to share a few tips. So a lot of this I could relate to. There's a lot of times in the past, and it led to unhappiness in my work. It led to unhappiness in family. It led to unhappiness in my partnership. That as I looked at a lot of this, I thought, well, if I have that, it'll make me happy. If I have a better job, then I'll be happy. If I have a better boss, I'll be happy. You know, if my partner would just do this, then I would be happy in that. Can you guys relate to that at all? But what I found over time, and this says a lot in here, it is an internal thing. You know, relying on everything outward, everything outside of us is 100% what we can't control. No matter how much I think I can control my dogs or my cats or kids, or we can control our partners or our environment immediately, it is totally out of our control. But me, I am something I have control over. Sometimes I think in my past I didn't think I did. I was like, oh, I can't control that. That's just how I am. But no, I am a totally different person now than I was, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, because I chose to change and look at things. And even in moments of uncertainty or things going rough, I choose to try to look for the good. And somebody said that the other day to me. They're like, you always seem to be happy about things. I'm like, no, like I am. I have a lot to be grateful for in life. And on the focus of things, even when things are going bad and I've got something not going right how I want it to, I try to stop and look and say, well, what is going right, because I have my feet to walk on, my eyes open this morning. I was able to take a breath this morning. I can see to read this with you guys. I can speak to say these words, right? We always have something to be grateful for, and focusing on that gratitude thing internally. Just really close your eyes and think of how happy it is. Think of happy moments even to try to shift that happiness. And I can remember being at a Davita convention one time and sitting, and it was on our Sunday service. They have a service, and they were up there talking on stage, Shelly Alley was, and he was talking about how we can think we want all these things, and internally what we're missing. For me, he said, what you're missing is Jesus. And I was like, oh my gosh, I sat there because at the time I was super successful in business. We had, income was good. We had a car. We had just moved to a new home. Like all these things were happening, but internally I had been dealing with some conflicts, and I just wasn't happy. And I was blaming it on the outside things of a spouse and other things of why I wasn't happy, but it was all an internal thing. So I think for me individually, I still do that today. I'm dealing with something last week that kind of had me in turmoil, and I just had to stop, do the gratitude part. I even wrote it down. 6 things I'm grateful for. I think that's good to start your morning with that. Like list this morning, what's 5 things? You can do 1, you can do 10, but list 5 things that you're grateful for today. And really focus on those, on why you're grateful to have them. And I think sometimes how I mentioned even the speaking or to be able to see something, wake up and breathe this morning, even when a whole lot of stuff's going rough, like there's somebody out there that would trade you for that thing, right? Even if you're grumbling about your job, there's somebody out there looking for a job, complaining about your house you're in. There's somebody out there that's living on the street that has no home, and that can shift that gratitude to come back to an internal place of happiness, of being grateful for that. So, Andi, were you able to get back on the line? He is not. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up a few minutes early today, guys. Give me 1 second here. We're here Monday through Friday, 8:15 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time.